What are you clapping? We haven't done anything yet, for God's sake. Everyone at home thinking, what a bunch of sycophantic hypocrites. I don't know. Listen, my name's Ben Elton. I'm going to be hosting the show tonight. And those of you who watched the show before know I'm normally stuck at the end. I hope you notice I made the effort. I've had the haircut. I was going to buy some new clothes, but I'm one of these people who never buys new clothes. You know, the sort of person who wears a T-shirt till the armpits go rotten. You know the feeling. So I couldn't believe it. The price clothes have got these days. I could not believe it. I went in, I bought one shirt. I went out the boutique. The police stopped me and asked me where I got the money from. I mean, the concept of a shirt for 20 quid amazes me. Apparently, the reason that clothes cost so much is designer labels. That's what it's about. Snob value designer labels. Wear it on the front. That designer label translates as I've got more cash than the unemployed, you know. Designer labels. That's what you're paying. I said, you know, 20 quid for a shirt. I said, 20 quid? He says, what do you expect? You're paying for the label. I said, well, cut the flipping label off then, mate. Tell you, I got it home. It is a fact about new shirts that no matter how many pins you take out of them, there's always going to be one left to spare you in the nipple. Believe me. Anyway, so I'm wearing the old shirt, the old suit and all that. You know, it's been sponged down because I had a bit of a problem coming here. I was walking up the pavement. You ever played that game when you're walking along the pavement, tread on a crack, break your back? You know, that little suspicion, yeah, just when you do it as a kid. Although these days you're treading a cracked paving stone, it's one of them broken ones the council put there to trip blind people up with, you know. Very caring society, you know, the pivoted paving stone with a puddle hidden underneath. You tread on it and half a gallon of water shoots up your leg, you know. That's great, isn't it? Tread on a crack, wet your pants since rate capping. I don't know. Mind you, you've got to sympathise with the government. Priorities, you can't have everything. I mean, you just can't have decent standards of living and cruise missiles. You have to make your choice, don't you? I understand, but anyway, I was walking along playing tread on a crack, break your back. I didn't tread on any cracks. Trodden about 15 different types of dog mess, though. I know, it's only 8:30, but it's a serious social concern. We haven't seen the pavements down our way for 15 years. They're completely carpeted in canine revenge. I'm bent double looking at the ground, trying to get past this great pile of plops that side and this great pile of that side. Looking at the ground, I didn't see the Great Dane coming towards me. I strolled straight between its legs, splat on my head. I'm doing that thing, you know, when a dog's on your head, you know, rubbing my head on sides of buildings, you know, smearing it in tufts of grass, as you do, you know. All right. And if anybody thinks that we shouldn't be talking about, you know, dog whatevers at this time of night, no, when children are watching, etc., just remember every time they go down the parks, they're playing in the blooming stuff, aren't they? Think about that. But I do realise that, yeah, don't clap your sycophants, I don't know, it's just got to stone people over there, get them thrown out. Anyway, drugs, okay, part of the people, where were we? I do think that knocking the people... Knocking the audience is a problem. Like last week, we should apologise. We had to go at Club 18 to 30. That's not fair, the holidays. It's not fair. So on behalf of Saturday Live, I'd like to apologise to Club 18 to 30 holidays. Of course, you do know they're referring to the IQ, though, don't you? Oh, yeah, you got an IQ over 30. You're not going to be wallying up to fall for that line, are you, eh? Yeah, if you go on this holiday, you might just get laid, lads. You know? It's not going to happen, is it? I know, I went last year, naffle. It's a funny idea, though, isn't it? You go down your local travel agent, say, I'd like to go on holiday, and they say, certainly, what are you looking for? Sport, activities, culture, beaches? Well, I was thinking of lager and bonking, actually. Oh, nice. Do you want it in Crete or in Spain? Where do you want your lager and bonking? Well, I'll have it in the back room if it's any cheaper, you know? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a seriously good evening tonight, so just sit back, enjoy yourselves, not you lot on the floor, because you sit on a cable and electrocute your bottoms, all right? So please, ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome the fabulous Mr. Stavros. Get down!
Hello, my friends. It's me, Stavros Murdoch Maxwellopoulos, with another edition of What Are the Papers They Say. And look what I've got here. Today, the brand new newspaper. But it's no good because you can't get it in the newsagents for money no lovelies. Do me a favour, Mr. Editor. Change his name to Tomorrow because that's when it arrives. But I'm gonna have to look at it now, and I must say, I do like the colour pics. I mean, I always thought Leon Britton had yellow spots, but in fact they're green. But you know, I don't think all the stories he prints are very truthful. I mean, what's all this about the Queen showing her bum to the Maori? Doesn't seem like the kind of thing she would do. And anyhow, I don't think I want to see that in colour. Talking about the Queens, I don't know if you see all this Madonna high and mighty biz, On Thursday, I'm going to get a call on the blower from Mr. George Harrison Beatles band Liverpool Gisser Job. And him say to me, I'm trying to make the film with this Madonna girl, but she caused very big trouble. Do something, Stavros. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present for the first time on Saturdays Live, Madonna Kebab. She looks so nice. She looks so nice in the flesh, isn't it? What a lovely tummy button. Good night. Get into the groove.
Good evening, and welcome to the final frame of Pot Snooker with the Oblivion Boys battling it out for the championship. Quiet, please. Kettle on.
Quiet.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
You got time?
Yeah, sure.
Right. Disqualified.
All right. I'm sorry. Sorry. I said I'm sorry, didn't I? I said I'm sorry. What do you want?
Steve Davis, 78. No.
Ooh. Yeah.
No.
So straighten up, isn't it?
Oh, sorry.
Let's get out of here. Get quiet, mate. Get quiet.
No. Yeah. Hey. Sorry, come on. Go on. 6 foot, steady. Come on, move. Steady, move, down. There you go. Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, now I want you to welcome something that I know you are going to dig in a very, very big way, at home and here, because this is a cappella, this is serious, talented, brilliant entertainment. Please welcome Denise Black and the Cray Sisters.
We are Denise Black and the Cray Sisters. We
are Denise Black,
Josie Lawrence,
and Kate Mackenzie.
Normally we work with a pianist fella, but tonight we're going a cappella. No rude words because of TV, just an old-fashioned song about what we want to be. Bum ba da ba dum bum 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 ba da ba dum bum 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 ba da ba dum bum 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 ba da ba dum bum bum ba ba da bum ba da bum ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da bum ba da bum ba da 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 ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. East is east, and west is west, and I know what I want.
I want the best
to be.
I want to be an American.
Ba-ba-dum, bum-ba-dum. They are tough, and they are smoothies. You can see them in the movies.
I want to be an American. Oh, to be an American. Now it's raining in Vermont.
That's
the kind of fun that I have grown to want.
They are rich and they are free with 20 channels on TV. To be
an American is what I want to be.
Ba-ba-dum, bum-ba-dum, ba-da-ba-dum, ba-da-ba-dum, bum-ba-dum, ba-dum, bum-ba-dum, bum. Ba-dum, 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 ba-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-ba-dum, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. London is the capital city of our country, but after 12 o'clock at night, everything is shut. They are rich and they are strong. What's more,
and they beat
the Viet Cong. I want to be an American. I need to be an American. Why can't we all be American? Why can't we all be American? Why can't we all be American? Oh dear. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen. That was Denise Black and the Cray Sisters. Really excellent. If anyone's wondering at home what they're actually performing in, that's a huge inflatable riverboat. And there are kids starving. It's extraordinary, isn't it? But anyway, there you go. Not our fault. Here is one of the top comedians in America. And after tonight's performance, I'm sure that's the way he'll stay. Would you please welcome the brilliant, I've seen him, he's fantastic, Emo Phillips.
Probably the toughest time in anyone's life is when you have to murder a loved one because they're the devil. Other than that, though, it should be a good month. I'm excited about Halley's Comet, or some pronounce it comet. Oh, still a little bit out of breath I was running to get here and had a very bad asthmatic attack. These 3 asthmatics jumped me. I know. I know. I should have heard them hiding. I don't mind. I'm not a fatalist. Even if I was, what could I do about it? Nothing. Well, it does my heart good to see so many hot English mamas here. I'm quite handy with the ladies. I'm a great lover, I bet. Yeah. The other night I saw my girlfriend, which always puts a strain on the relationship. I said, will you marry me? She said, well, I'll have to ask my father. I said, okay, we'll ask your father. So we had a seance. The guy never showed up. The other night she said, Emo, I'm seeing another man. I said, well, try rubbing your eyes or something. Well, the next night I caught her in bed with this other guy. I was crushed. I said, get off me, you two. Live and learn. You folks have been a lot of fun, but I still have another hour. Want me to do my tribute to Elvis? Yeah. Thanks, Elvis. You guys have really cheered me up. I needed cheering up. I loaned a friend of mine $8,000 for plastic surgery, and now I don't know what he looks like. Well, live and learn. Appearance is important, isn't it? It is. I was walking across Tower Bridge once, and I saw this guy on the bridge about to jump. I thought I'd try to stall him, detain him, long enough for me to put the film in. I said, don't jump, and he turns. You've heard of the Elephant Man. He had the head like the head of a horse. And my heart went out to him. I said, why the long face? He said, all my life, people have called me, you know, cruel names, and nobody loves me. I said, God loves you. He said, how do you know there's a God? I said, of course there's a God. Do you think that billions of years ago, a bunch of molecules floating around at random without rhyme or reason could someday have had the sense of humor to make you look like that?
Thanks, Janine. That was an absolutely great audition. You're a marvellously truthful actress. The speech impediment might be a problem, but I think we can overcome that, OK? So, we'll be in touch, all right? Pardon? Sorry, Guad Bay? Oh, goodbye. Yeah, absolutely. Simon Ploppy?
My name is Simon Ploppy, and I would like to audition for drama school.
Right, Simon. Now, relax. This is going to be a lot of fun. OK, first of all, I'm going to take you through some improv work. Do you know what improv means, Simon?
No.
Improv is short for improvisation, all right? And the only way to learn about it is to do it, OK? Now, this should be a lot of fun. Right, here's an object, OK? Any old object. Now, Simon, use that object and make me a show, OK?
No, I'm sorry, you've completely lost me.
I want you to use your imagination, Simon. Decide on what you want the object to be, and then through your body, show me what it is.
Are you having me on?
No, I'm not, Simon. Just do the best you can.
All right.
What are you doing, Simon?
Sitting.
Good, good. I think we can build on that. And what have you decided the object is?
I've decided it's a chair.
It is a chair.
Great, thought it was. Am I in?
No, the idea is to pretend that the object is something other than a chair and then demonstrate what it is through your improvisation.
Are you sure?
Yeah, look, I'll show you what I mean. Right. Giddy up, ride 'em, cowboy, ride 'em. Get out of here. Now, you do it.
All right. Giddy up, ride 'em, cowboy, ride 'em. Hey, that wasn't difficult. Am I in?
Sorry, you just repeated what I did.
Well, that's what you said.
No, it was an example. I did a horse, now you do something else.
Oh, it was a horse.
Of course it was a horse. What did you think it was?
A chair.
It is a chair.
I thought it was. Am I in?
You're supposed to pretend it's something else. Now do it.
All right, I think I got it. Clock this. It's going to be good. All right? 2:30, mate.
Yes, and what is it?
A watch.
Now that's better.
A big chair-shaped watch. Am I in?
Forget the chair. Forget the chair shape, son. Come on. Free your imagination. I am an actor. To me, this object is whatever I want it to be. All right, it's no more a chair than a pillar box.
Cool. I wouldn't send you to post a letter, mate.
Sorry, this is different. This is theatre.
Oh, is it theatre? It strikes me as being a bit strange then, because it strikes me when I go to the theatre and pay quite a lot of money actually to see a nice West End play, An Eighth Born, for instance, and it's set in a sitting room. I don't expect to see everyone sat on pillar boxes. That doesn't strike me as being theatre. That rather strikes me as being stupid, doesn't it? Strikes me as stupid, poncy-failed git of a pompous actor playing with his own small parts.
Shut up, Mr. Fluffy. You're a Philistine. I don't want you in my school. Now get out. Go home.
All right.
What are you doing? I told you to go home.
I am doing. You don't expect me to walk, do you? I caught the bus.
Come in. Ah, novice Sharon, come in. Sit down. Oh, you wanted to see me, my child.
Yes, Mother Superior.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Well, Mother Superior, it's...
Perhaps you're unhappy.
Yes, Mother Superior.
Well, what's been bothering you?
Well, it's one little thing and one big thing.
I see. Well, let's take the little thing first, shall we? And then perhaps with the little thing out of the way, the big one won't seem so big after all.
Perhaps it'll seem even bigger.
Yes, well, that's a risk we're just going to have to take, isn't it? So, tell me about your little problem.
Sex, Mother Superior.
I see you're worried about sex.
Yes, Mother Superior.
Thoughts about sex.
Not getting any sex.
Not getting any sex?
Well, hardly. You see, there don't seem to be any outlets for it round here. I mean, I've only had it 8 times since I got it 5 months ago, which I think you'll agree is a bit odd.
Yes, but if you remember, novice Sharon, that when you came to us, I did make it very clear that joining the convent would mean renouncing the pleasures of the flesh.
Yeah, but I didn't think you were being serious. I thought it was a joke.
And that's the little problem that's been worrying you, is it?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think we'd better hear about the big one, haven't we?
I don't want to say, because I know it upsets you. I'd rather not.
No. I'm sure I'm not quite as soft as you think I am. What is it that's been really getting up your nose?
The Christianity.
Did you say the Christianity?
Morning, noon and night, it's blooming Christianity, getting it shoved in your face all the time. Jesus this, Holy Ghost that, no wonder I miss my sex.
Yes, well, Christianity is very important to some of us, you know.
Well, the music of Vangelis is very important to me, but I don't go on about it all the time, do I?
Christianity is really what the job's about.
My last job was packing bacon, but I didn't have to get up in the morning and sing hymns about bacon, then get the big bacon book down and read all about bacon and the son of bacon, did I?
Yes, but God is different to bacon.
Of course he is. Bacon exists.
I'm sorry. Are you saying that God doesn't exist?
I knew you'd be upset. I wish I'd never brought the subject up. This is stupid.
You don't believe in God?
Well, as it happens, no, I don't. I mean, I'm prepared to admit there's some malign spirit somewhere screwing up everybody's lives, but not God, no way. I'm into science, me. I believe science can solve anything.
And you think science could explain why you wanted to become a nun in the first place?
Unemployment. There's nothing for the kids down our way. Nothing. Our generation's on the scrap heap. The only way out's the army or the nunnery.
Don't you think you might have been happier with the Women's Royal Army Corps?
Well, yeah, you see, I think I probably would, but I don't think they take men.
My name's Craig Charles. My name's Craig Charles. I'm here to do a special request on behalf of the Islington posse. No sirens screamed blue murder. No people screamed and ran. There was just the smell of burning rubber, then the police jumped out the van. They didn't ask us stupid questions that we all know policemen can. They didn't say, halt, who goes there, don't you know it's getting late. They didn't ask if we'd been running or say we looked in a state. They didn't ask us where we'd been to, what we'd been doing, what were our names. I guess they didn't have the time to play the subtler games. They just jumped out the van and hit us with a stick. Really good and hard so they could finish it quick. So naturally, there's some questions that I'd like to ask. Like, after you hit me and made me spew, did you think it was funny when the blood went runny in the puke? They didn't even say, empty out your pockets, let's have a look, you little get. And that's usually a favourite with the men from the Met. They didn't open up the van and throw us all inside and take us to the station. We can appreciate a ride. But what we can't appreciate is when we're walking round, some policemen pull up in a van and beat us to the ground. So naturally, there's some questions that I'd like to ask. Like when my legs went weak and you saw me fall, crawling up against the wall, did you think that it was funny at all? Didn't ask us if we'd broke the law, or if we'd been in trouble with the police before. Didn't ask if we'd been thieving or where we'd stashed the cash. Didn't take our fingerprints or stupid mugshot photographs. So anyway, they didn't bother doing none of that. They just jumped out the van and hit us on the head, got back into White Maria and left us there for dead. So naturally, there's some questions that I'd like to ask. Like, will anybody be arrested? Or has violence now been legalised? Will it go uncontested? And from this sorry tale, it's the only thing we've learned, that when it comes to investigating police, the book of law gets burned. Because the Yorkshire Ripper didn't give himself in. And the police, well, they still caught up with him. And if people think I can't know the truth, so what I've said's unfair, well, I'm not going to own up to not being there. Thank you.
Not here.
Dangerous, brother.
Dangerous, brother!
My name is Richard Dangerous, and this is Sir Adrian Dangerous. Incalculably stupid, I trust you'll agree. And this evening, ladies and gentlemen, for my first trick... Where's your explosives?
Over there.
Well, go and put them on.
Ha! I will now put on my explosive!
And tonight, ladies and and gentlemen, for you, my own public, I would like to attempt a very dangerous stunt. I would like to attempt to become the 41st President of the United States of America. So I won't be needing this anymore. Out you come. And so, ladies and gentlemen,
I've got the explosives.
well, take them off.
What you mean? What about the human bomb impression?
It's been cancelled.
Oh, why didn't you tell me before?
Because I'm a total bastard.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Now get rid of the explosives. Snotty.
Donkey skip.
Don't touch that button.
Well, make your bloody mind up.
Look, Sir Adrian, I am trying to become the President of the United States, and I've only got 2 minutes. So will you please stop wasting time?
Sorry.
That's okay.
Shake hands.
Yes. Now shake hands properly, Sir Adrian. Shake hands properly for our audience. Come along, don't be scared. There. And so, to the election, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to become the president, and my lovely assistant, Sir Adrian, would like to attempt to become the first lady.
Hey, Richard, you better watch out walking around with your flies undone. Your chicken might fall out for everyone to see.
But Sir Adrian, it already has. You're supposed to say cock. Ladies and gentlemen, the election of me.
Hey, cock! You better watch out walking around with your chicken undone. Your flies might fall out for everyone to see.
And so, to the election, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Okay. Right.
I still don't get it.
And so, to the election, ladies and gentlemen. Now, obviously, with only 2 minutes left for this dangerous stunt of electing me as the President of the United States, there isn't time for you all to get out to the polling booths. So what I suggest is that you register your vote through the television.
And when was all this thought up?
Oh, excuse me. So, ladies and gentlemen, everyone who wants to vote for me to become the 41st President of the USA, simply switch off your television sets for 15 seconds, starting now. Okay, Frank, hit the lights. Frank, switch the lights off.
What's going on?
Quiet, you'll give the game away.
I think I've gone blind.
Shut up, who cares?
I do. Ow!
Go and check how the election's going.
Okay.
What are they doing?
Nothing much. Some of them are just sort of sitting there and crying a bit.
Crying?
Let's have a look. You see? That one there.
That's 15 seconds, Gov. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I am now the 41st President of the United States of America. Me. Hello, Nancy. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Me.
That's it, is it?
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, it wasn't very dangerous, was it?
What do you mean we turn the lights out?
I'll pep it up a bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Dangerous Brothers would like to present for you Exploding Politicians.
No! No! Go away! Go away! Leave me alone! I abdicate! There doesn't happen to Ronald Reagan! Help! Oh, God! Ooh! Look up there!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You sound quite cheerful tonight. This should cheer you up. I had a little brush with the bomb the other day. It wasn't the nuclear bomb, the big bomb, the one we're all meant to be so scared of. Just a little tiny old-fashioned one. It scared the hell out of me, but, you know, it's just a little one. Didn't have a ring of peace women around it or anything. Tell you what happened. I was on the tube. Well, I say I was on the tube. I don't mean I was on the tube with Paula and Jules and all the grooving around. You know? I wasn't cool enough to get asked onto that. I was on the London Underground, just see, going home. I was going to take a bus, but down our way, the Tories said if we elected them, they'd speed the buses up. They did it too. Told them not to stop anywhere. Very fast. You just can't get on the damn things, that's all. So anyway, I was on the Underground, waiting for the train. There's the usual problem. Person on the track. Train delayed. Person on the track. Now, I don't know if this happens in other underground systems, but in London we seem to have hordes of commuting lemmings who just sort of say, oh, paper's a bit boring, wallop under a train, you know. Why do they do it? Turns out he'd been reading the Jameson's Irish whiskey adverts and fallen asleep. Brilliant idea, that, isn't it? An advert so boring you nod off halfway through. You know, you might forget the advert, you're not going to forget 50,000 volts up your box, are you, eh? So anyway, they scrape him off and the train comes in. And as usual, it's the wrong one. Intercity 125, completely lost. It was very embarrassing for all of us, actually. Well, that's a real gag there. Went down like a turd in a water strike. Won't bother with any more of that. So anyway, I'll try and get it. And we do that thing that Londoners always do on the Underground, you know, in a rush hour. Gather round the doors in little groups, stop people getting off, you know. Because, you know, everyone's a Nazi in the rush hour, aren't they? It doesn't matter on a bus, on a train, on a tube. Everyone's a Nazi. Suddenly they become self-obsessed. Doesn't matter, you could be Harry Krishna all day, but in the rush hour, it's get out of my space, I want to read my Guardian, you know. I'm into peace, but if you don't get off my foot, I'm going to kill you. So anyway, I got on it. In fact, the proof of the fact that people are Nazis on the Underground, the London Underground, is the only place you'll see people reading The Standard is on the tube, right? The London Standard. London's version of Der Stürmer. It's brilliant. It's the only paper in London, and is it biased? I don't think so. What are we going to put on the front of the Standard today then, lads, eh? Marvellous Maggie, that'd be nice. Tories unstoppable. I know. What about Ken Livingstone gives money to black lesbian midgets who eat children? Brilliant. Bung that on the front of the Standard. That'll get people voting the right way. Don't back up politics, you don't believe it, do you? Anyway. Or else they'll have some fabulous revelation, a picture of Lady Di's new dress. Now, I'm not going to knock the royals because, of course, you're not allowed to knock the royals because, as people say, don't knock the royals because they can't answer back. That's what people say. They can't answer back, so you couldn't knock them. Now, what's that about? I mean, I know some of them haven't learnt to talk properly, you know. I mean, Prince Andrew, you know, Prince William, Prince Harry, but they can answer back. I mean, they're perfectly placed to, aren't they? They're on the telly every day. I mean, the Queen gets her own 5 minutes every Christmas day. She could answer back, couldn't she? A Merry Christmas to you all, and by the way, up your spitting image. She could do it, couldn't she? No problem, but she doesn't choose to. Anyway, I got on the train, on the Underground. My first paranoid dilemma. Do I tell the bloke to put his fag out? Because you're not allowed to smoke on the Underground, and shall I tell him to or not, you know? And in the end, I think, no, personal freedom. I won't oppress him. I won't tell him to put his fag out. Personal freedom, live and let live. The fact that he was 8'6" and had I am a bastard tattooed on his forehead had nothing to do with it, you know? So I sat down, and I had my paranoid dilemma. The real one. Nothing to do with fags, the one we all suffer from in the 80s. On the trains, the tubes, the unattended plastic bag. Sitting there, crunching everyone's bottom up, looking at it, thinking, is it a bomb, is it a bomb? And I know what I've got to say. I've got to do what we all have to do. I'm a responsible citizen. I say, excuse me, is that anybody's bag? Now, the British do not speak in public. It is not done. You do not draw attention to yourself in public. It's like farting in a lift. You just don't do it, right? So I'm saying, is that anybody's bag? Rustle, rustle, rustle. Up come the newspapers. That rustling translators. Don't embarrass me, you basket. Don't embarrass me. I'm saying, look, I know it's embarrassing. I'm talking in public and it isn't done, but just tell me, is it anyone's bag? It could be a bomb. Just tell me it may be a bomb. Everyone's thinking, Christ, I hope it blows up before he embarrasses us anymore. I'm saying, please, just tell me, is it a bomb? Anybody's bag, please. But everyone's desperately reading the adverts opposite. They've read 100 times before, trying not to listen to me, pretending I'm not there. Like, we've got this fabulous new ad at the moment for a temp agency, and it compares the relative merits of a Brook Street girl and a sloppy girl. And the Brook Street girl's was great. She's always sharpening pencils, hanging up her coat properly, coming in on time. Who'd want to share an office with a sanctimonious twit like that, eh? I want to meet that sloppy girl, eh? She sounds like my sort. Yeah, nibble your pencil, throw your coat on the floor, go for a long lunch break. Fantastic. Anyway, I'm saying, look, can you just tell me, please, is it anybody's bag? Just tell me, but the British would rather be blown up than have anybody notice, though. So I know what happens. The train pulls in and I've read the sign. Metropolitan Police inform the guard, don't pull the cord, tell the guard. So I shout out the door, could you please stop the train? There's an unattended plastic. And everyone's going, oh no, the Wallies stop the train. Because they all want to get home and I'm running up the platform to get to the port and they're shoving their umbrellas out at me and gobbing at me and trying to throw me out. And I get up the end and the porter nuts me because he wants to get home for his supper. I say, look, I'm sorry, I'm being embarrassing, but it is an unattended plastic bag. It's probably nothing, probably just an old person's home or something, you know. He says, no, it's a bomb. I said, what? He said, yeah, it's a bomb. We got them on all the trains, all the tubes, everywhere on the buses, bombs. Didn't you get your bomb when you got your ticket? Should have done. I says, what's that about then? He says, well, it's part of the new government anti-IRA, anti-terrorist offensive. It's based on the same brilliant policy as the nuclear deterrent. Peace through strength. We put our bombs on the tube. We're totally safe from all of theirs, aren't we, eh? Whoa, bit of politics, not funny, nobody cares. All right, love it. And that one, it's no good cheering, you didn't like it.
Right day, Mr. Harris, putting you through. Hello, Mother? It's Kay. Yes, dear. Have you taken your anticoagulant? Yes, anticoagulant. You need it to break up the phlegm, dear. You've got to break up that phlegm, otherwise you won't get better, will you? Anticoagulant. It's downstairs in the bottle marked anticoagulant. You go downstairs and get it, dear, and pick up the phone when you get down there. Putting you on hold.
Go easy, Kay. I'm having toasted cheese for supper.
It's only nature, Jill. You'll be glad of the advice when you're older. Well, Chin Chin, it's a shame you're leaving, but here's to your new life in wedlock.
Cheers, Kay. We're planning for a baby next July.
Oh, that'd be nice, dear. Nice warm evenings with the hydrangeas coming into bloom.
You ever had a boyfriend, Kay?
Oh, no, dear. I didn't bother much with boys. Well, there was Derek, but Mother didn't really approve. And if I ever brought him home, you know, she'd bang on the floor and say, I hope you're not doing that Channel 4 stuff on my carpet, hey, you slattern.
Really?
Which reminds me. Hello, Mother? It's Kay. Where are you, dear? You're on the floor at the bottom of the stairs. Oh, dear, Mummy. That's not going to do your chest any good, is it? That nasty cold lino getting into your tubes. Listen, Mummy, crawl crab-like the hospital showed you, into the kitchen and make yourself a nice cheese and rabbit toasty topper. All right, putting you on hold.
So what happened to Derek, then?
Well, Derek was very, very keen, Jill, to get a maisonette in Chadwell Heath, but Mother didn't want to be left on her own, and she said, Kay, if you go, I will hold my breath till you come back. And Derek said, well, go on then, you old bitch. Well, it was naughty because I couldn't have Mother spoken to like that because, well, she's been like a mother to me, Jill.
So you didn't go then?
No. I got to the gate and she turned quite blue. So we went back and Derek never really forgave me for that, Jill. And it affected him very, very badly. And eventually he threw himself under the bus that he, evidently, was supposed to be driving to Chinkford. Yes, they brought me to the scene, but he was beyond help, you know, and I tried to give him some Anodin because I find they work terribly well. But he couldn't get them down.
No?
No, not with the wheel on his neck. It did make the local paper, the Argus, you know, shock suicide of jilted lover. And it was the first time I'd been called attractive, you know. By anyone who's seen me. So, oh, hello, Mother. Miss Kay. Listen, Mum, I shall be home presently, so why not try and crawl onto the carpet, dear, where it's a little bit warmer. Bye-bye, dear. Well, I'm ready for the off.
Morning, everyone, and welcome to South Africa for the start of this titanic struggle. In fact, another day in this titanic struggle. I use the word titanic because at the moment that's what this country is, a wreck. The South African government has been in now for a little over 75 years, and I must say that there doesn't seem to be any sign of an early declaration by Captain Botha. Botha, strong right arm, square head, 2 short legs, so short, in fact, that he hasn't got a leg to stand on. Botha making a surprise move to dismiss the pass laws. Superb piece of hypocrisy, that, I thought. Offering to dismiss a law that should never have been allowed in the first place. What we call in Australia a fair suck of the sauce bottle. As for the bowling out there today, Thatcher's performance, quite a bit of indecision here from the Iron Maiden, I thought. She was completely stumped and still holds the record for no balls. As for the field play today, it's been very erratic. A couple of people dropped early on out of police station windows. As for the Man of the Series award, I think my nomination would go to the man who we caught a glimpse of on a hospital video last night, Nelson Mandela. Despite having his bail removed countless times, he's continued superbly to sweep the government beyond the boundary in conditions basically as tough as a dead dingo's donga. He was ably backed up out there by his wife, Winnie, whose refusal to be caught out is making Botha look pretty pathetic. There it is then, the scorecard: South African population 30 million, voting population 2 million, all white. Disgraceful figures, those, by any standards. No wonder they keep moving the side screens so no one can see anything. Finally, the authorities' performance in the match. The police came in from the tear gas works end, left arm round the wicket, firearms over the wicket, and a lot of wild shots with a .303. With that kind of attack, the prospects for fair play, I'm afraid, look very bleak. The light also looking pretty bad out there. In fact, I should say I don't think I've ever seen a government in such a bad light. Quite frankly, that's not cricket. I shouldn't be at all surprised if before long we don't actually see the ashes of a whole nation.
High on a hill lived a lonely goat head. Lady, oh, the lady. Well, sing along! Hey, you start me up! You start me up, you start me up, you start me up. Well, start me up! You'd make a dead nun fly. You know, I'm a petite flower. It could happen. I was in the park today, breastfeeding the pigeons. Well, they have to eat. Oh, act like you're a stranger to that, you pseudo-virgin. So wait. And I'm in the park and I realize there's certain things that upset me. Like this guy who lives below me. He's a real hippie food freak alfalfa snout. And he comes up to me and I'm a petite flower. And you're begging to pollinate me. And he comes up to me and he says, Judy. He says, Judy. He had an accordion too. It could happen. He said, Judy. Yes, he wanted to possess me. He said, Judy, I don't put anything foreign into my body. Like I'm asking him to snort a Filipino. Oh, the phone's for you, Seabiscuit. And then he says, oh, Judy, I want... No. He says, Judy, I want
I said, okay. So I pet him heavy. And now he's a toupee. But at least he has a purpose. Yes, not like you, stud puppet. Oh, you bucket of lust. You make me want to get my tubes tied. I must put down my UFO. You know, I wanted to meet a sensitive guy like you, but with a pulse. So wait. I went into this punk rock bar, and this guy comes up to me, and he's got a mohawk haircut. He goes, hey, wanna dance? I said, no, we've had enough rain, running bear. He goes, you shouldn't talk to me like that, because when I make love, I turn into an animal. I said, oh, that's a step up. He said, Judy. Yes, he became a group. He said, it could happen. He said, Judy, let's go out once. What do you say we go out once? I said, well, to tell you the truth, I was looking for someone a little closer to the top of the food chain. And he says, well, I work at the Safeway. So we go out, and he says, oh, Judy, you should like me. I'm special. I said, oh, great. I can read to you slow. This guy could be left alone in a room, and he'd multiply. Let's go back in time. Oh. You guys, you know what scares me? You know what scares me? Is when you're forced to be nice to some paranoid schizophrenic just because she lives in your body. No, she cannot possess me. And then you have to share your food with her and stuff. Like the time my mom got mad at me just because she caught me selling tickets to her nervous breakdown. I was gonna split it with her. 50, 25, 25 for her. No, she sent me over to the museum, you know, and they have this security guard there who's like a fossil. She's in her mid-trillions. And she comes up to me, and I said, excuse me, are you the security guard? And she goes, yeah. I said, could you tell me where the Petite Flower Giver Goddess ladies' room is? And she said, no, look for it yourself. I said, well, I was going by my sense of smell, but it led me to you. Thank you so much. You people mean nothing.
You know, the world is full of dictators. And you know why? Because Sandhurst was such a good school, that's why. Take Gaddafi. He went to Sandhurst. I remember him well. He was the only recruit on the base to have combat gear with designer twigs attached to it. He used to pull the wings off flies. As the course went by, I started pulling the legs off horses. Look at him now. I should have shot him at the time. And baby Doc Duvalier. I knew him, too. He was a cruel man. He used to beat himself up just for the fun of it. He was so vicious, I once saw him make a Centurion tank break down and cry. He was right-wing, you know. He used to salute anyone with a moustache, including the women. I should have shot him at the time. President Marcos, he was there, too. I remember in one lesson we were studying World War II, and he was the only cadet to put the final score down as a victory for the Germans. I told him it wasn't a victory if you'd been totally humiliated and defeated. Marcos said it was if you lived in the Philippines. Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. Very stupid. One day, he tried to get the top off a hand grenade. Thought it was a boiled egg. Blew his brains out. Didn't do him any harm. He still became president. I should have shot him at the time. And Idi Amin. Remember him? Went to Sandhurst, too. Wasn't popular. One day we used him as a target on the rifle range, but even the bullets refused to go near him. I remember doing guerrilla training with Edie. He used to put on a fur coat and pretend to be a gorilla. One day a real gorilla broke into the camp, saw Edie in his coat and tried to make love to him. In the end, we had to separate the two of them. The gorilla seemed grateful. Edie didn't. Should have shot them both at the time. Then, of course, there was Bomber Wilson, a born dictator. One of the most vicious dictators I've ever been in the shower with. I suppose you've never heard of him. Not surprised. I shot him at the time.
1985 was a good year. It was a good year for chocolate, and it was a good year for this company, and we've had some good times because of it. But tonight is a sad night. It's a sad night because we're losing a friend, but more than that, we're losing a colleague. Gordon Inglis, who joined us, 18 months ago, from Leicester, is leaving us to head up a high-powered team, as you might expect, with our US division based out of Ohio. Now, one thing our US cousins ought to know about Gordon, apart from don't ever play squash with the guy, right? No. Gordon is a guy who knows more about brand profiling a chocolate confection than even I do. Gordon.
I first met this loony when our boss, John Dowling, got Stuart here to head up a team to brand a new high-profile, top-end, count-line confection bar on the housewife impulse buy indulgence end of the snack market. That project, as you know, became the chocolate knob. Still, I'm happy to say, brand leader. But Stuart arrived in Leicester, where I was based out of, and he booked himself into the Holiday Inn there. I guess he heard they had the biggest minibar around, right? And he gave me a ring.
From my car?
From your car, yeah. To my car, but in fact, at the time, I happened to be on the other line. But eventually, we got in touch. And you let me know you were in town.
I should say that I told John Dowling, when the whole caboose was first mooted, that I had but one worry. There wasn't a worry about budget. I knew I could get a budget out of John. My worry was, could I get Gordon? Because, and I don't want to embarrass you here, Gordon, but if you've got Gordon playing on your team, you're halfway to the end zone before first time out.
Listen, I don't know so much about end zones or timeouts, but I could tell you a story about this nutter that shows you just exactly what high brand profile management is all about. I'm on a plane with this guy flying out to Bahrain on a sales probe one time.
Wild days.
Wild days. The idea is it's part of a push to get a chocolate knob into every mouth in the Arabian Gulf. And Stuart here, we're on the top deck of a 747, we're flying BCAL club class. And Stuart here sees a hostess who takes his eye.
Oh, I don't like the sound of this.
Do you remember what you said to her, Stuart?
Oh, good Christ Jesus, no, I don't remember now.
You said to her, get your knickers down, girl.
Why waste time, right? I mean, it worked. She stroked my cheek.
She slapped your face.
Yeah. No, but look, I mean, if we're telling Bahrain stories, I should say,
whoops.
We arrive at Bahrain airport.
Oh, whoops.
And we're being met by Sheikh Kazim al-Rashid. Now, he's an Arab. He's been sitting on the chocolate knob for us out there. And we get into his car.
Oh, this isn't a story about how I threw up in the back of his car, is it? Go on, tell it, go on.
And Gordon threw up in the back of his car.
You bastard for telling that story.
All right, we've told some stories, we've had a few laughs, but you know, everywhere there has to be a bottom line.
Right.
You know, people, they talk, don't they, about the love between a man and a woman, and for sure that's got its place, no one would deny that. But you know, there's another kind of love, a love between colleagues that's based on respect for performance. I'm not a homosexual. Never have been.
Neither am I.
I think our records show that, but I have to tell you here tonight, John, with your permission, that I love this guy. I love this big, crazy, fly-away roister-doister. I love him. Gordon, I love you.
Stuart, you're giving me a lump.
Christ, I'm gonna miss you. Get over here.
You bastard.
Well, things couldn't be worse, really. I mean, I've been trying to move off this estate before I even got on it. And things went from bad to worse, and then they went back to bad again. And I mean, it's a really rough area, and it's so rough that the Lebanese couple next door moved back to Beirut. And I can't say, you know, the constant tension is affecting my kiddies. I mean, even Kelly's Care Bears are wet in the bed. Can't be right, can it? But I've been down the social services, and they've given me a social worker, and that's 12 I've got now, which is a start. That I'm contending with. The school doctor says that Kelly's got rickets. I don't know where she's got them from because she's only 7 and I didn't start going with boys till I was 9 and a half. And I mean, kids grow up. They do grow up a lot faster these days. I mean, like, Wayne's older than I am and I'm his mother. This can't be right. And, you know, I mean, I can't say it's not affected my sex life with Terry being in prison. And I wanted to be a surrogate mother. So I got pregnant by artificial incineration. And it was, I just lay there and the doctor fiddled around with a syringe artificially. And I didn't feel a thing. I mean, it was just like having sex with Terry. I had an orgasm, which is the best thing that's happened to me for quite a while. The fungus has come back in the main room.
Chuma Veruca fever. Chuma Veruca fever. Chuma Veruca fever. Hernia. Nurse. Chuma Veruca fever. Laryngitis. Chuma Veruca fever. Laryngitis. Chuma Veruca fever. Bronchitis. Chuma Veruca fever. Whooping cough. Chuma Veruca fever. Bronchitis. Hernia. Nurse. I went to my doctor just the other day. I had to wait a week because I could not pay. The national health ain't no good for me. Gonna get my medication done privately. Boo pop, sweet the nation. Boo pop, private medication. Boo pop, send out the application. Pay through the nose for a nose job.
Hello, doctor. I'd like to go private, please. Colour TV in every room? Oh, great. Circumcision, £100, including tip.
My private doctor, well, he cares for me if it's TB or DT or ECG.
We'll cure your shingles, nothing easier, and forget your problems with amnesia.
Boo pop, we can cure you, honey. Boo pop, if you're feeling funny. Boo pop, all you need is money. Costing you piles for your piles, Giles. So if it's enema, asthma, anorexia, anemia, malaria, septicemia, rubella, salmonella, hemophilia, eczema, read all about it.
Brian Walden. and I'd like to welcome you to a new London weekend television programme called Public Interview, where you, members of the public, public figures about various things concerning the public. And tonight our guest is a drooling vegetable called Michael Heseltine. Thank you, Mr. Heseltine. We now have the question which is conducted this evening by two comedians, one of whom is extremely short.
Now, look, no, don't. No. What? No, good heavens. What I want to do tonight, you know, I would... No, good heavens, What I would like to do at this stage is ask Mr. Heseltine, if I may, you know, if I may, what he thinks about the miners' strike.
Oh, for crying out loud, Mr. Corbett, the miners' strike's finished. Can't you ask anything more sensible?
I would like to ask something more sensible, if I may.
Let's see what's on BBC One.
Conditions for the day's race are quite lethal because just before the start of this round Britain car race, 1986, we in fact had a short, sharp rain shower. Lethal for the drivers, but marvellous for us because there's always the chance of a nice meaty accident. And sure enough, it was Lafayette who drove his Ferrari through the hay bales and sheed someone's privates off. Good luck to him. But now the race has settled into a fairly dreary, mundane race as they go over the dreary Chadwick Valley, where nothing's very interesting at all. There is Lafayette Senior back in the race. In the Ferrari, there's Savage. And there is, of course, Bertillon, Philippe Bertillon in the McLaren. Ah! My God! Lafayette's disappeared! He's gone! He's vanished! He's gone over the brick wall! We're looking at a brick wall now, over which Lafayette went! There's no camera down there! We don't know the fate of the flying frog, but he's not there! The director of cameras, the camera's shaking! We're looking now at a shaking, unrehearsed camera move, and there is a Ford Transit van with hazard lights on! What must be going through the minds as they come now to the brick wall? Yes! What must be going through these men and women's minds as they see dead people lying below?
Shall we leave the hazard lights on, David?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Dangerous Brothers. Dangerous Brothers. My name is Richard Dangerous, and this is Sir Adrian Dangerous.
And this is Vim.
Now, this may look like an ordinary window, but no. It is, in fact, not an ordinary window after all.
Get a doctor.
It is, in fact, an ordinary window.
I'm serious this time. Get me to a hospital. I've gone too far.
Will you stop showing? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, yes. This week, the talented and curvy Sir Adrian will travel not only through this window, but also through this window. Through this hoop of fire. Through this brick wall and into this bucket of petrol.
I beg your pardon.
But first, fun with electricity. Always a great laugh, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, kiddies, try and make one of your relatives do the silly wiggly dance. That's disgusting.
That's all right for you. I'm standing in the epicenter. Keep them laughing.
Keep them laughing. Keep them laughing? Now then, there was a young woman from Knockers who had an enormous pair of One was a whopper, One was a jumbly wobbly, and the other one was an enormous, great big golden bozo.
That's 3.
I know. I haven't finished yet. That extraordinary 3-breasted woman from Knockers. Ah, Sir Adrian, nice to see you.
Nice to be seen.
No fun with electricity. Moving swiftly along, and moving slowly along, and moving stupidly along, and moving sexily along. Wherever we move, ladies and gentlemen, we always find ourselves next to this.
It's a bloody cannon!
It's a bloody cannon!
Fantastic! Can I have a go?
No, you can't. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, because Sir Adrian is going to be fired from this cannon through this window. All right, who said you could fire the cannon?
Nobody.
Well, don't.
So, it's a bloody fight you want, is it?
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, this week the Dangerous Brothers are proud to present for you Sir Adrian the Human Cannonball. But a human cannonball with a difference, because this cannonball will be on fire.
Richard!
Careful! In the cannon! He's off his rocker, you know.
Completely off my rocket!
In the cannon! Get in the cannon!
Get an air freshener!
There's no time! In the cannon! Right, ladies and gentlemen, it just remains for me to pour in the petrol.
Hello?
Light the match. Throw it in. Lower the trajectory. Light the fuse. And stand well back in a safe position. Wow! There he goes, ladies and gentlemen! Through the... God. You bastard! Get out of there! Get out of there! Get out of there! Come on! There he goes, ladies and gentlemen! There he goes! Through the window! Through the other window! Through the hoop of fire! Hoop of fire! Hooray! Through the brick wall! Through the brick wall! Through the brick wall! Thank you. Good night.
Can I go to the toilet now, please?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for some real alternative comedy, because the next performer on this stage is Ben. Keep the jokes in comedy. Knock it on the head. Who's your lad? Pork on the table. Pat of the people. Comedy. Wanted to read me book. Couple of dodgy liberals at the back. And the students. It's Space Invaders. Loving to death. Would you welcome Mr. Ben Elton?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to do a little bit of topical stuff, time to talk politics. It's got to be done. Someone's got to do it. Can we stop destroying the set in the corner of the room, please? Lovely professional show. Just find a chair, sit down, I'll plug it in later, all right, mate? Yeah, did that one in a warm-up, which is why I don't get a laugh. Nice, okay. That's a casual approach. Let's have a bit of honesty. Got a leotard on underneath. I'm cool. Let's mime the set. Anyway, talking about the budget, What a fabulous budget, eh? All the commentators saying an intelligent budget, a thoughtful budget, a clever budget. Brilliant, eh? We've got 4 million unemployed. What have they done? Put the price of fags up. I mean, that'll solve it, won't it? That'll sort everything out, you know. If you're a family with 2 children, you're 8 pence a week better off, you know. It's really crucial stuff, isn't it? You know. But I know why they're taxing fags. Oh, yeah. Shut up, I've only got 6 minutes. I know why they're taxing fags. That's very clever, taxing fags, because you only smoke when you're tense and nervous, and the longer this government stays in, the more tense and nervous we'll be. I mean, when the Russians come up with a proposal that eventually we should see an end to all nuclear weapons, what does Sir Geoffrey Howe call it? Warmongering. Brilliant. Now, I don't know whether the Russians are liars or not. Perhaps they are liars. But you're sure as hell not going to find out with your head down the back of Ronald Reagan's trousers, are you? Fair enough. Have a bit of honesty. Yeah. Shout to the people. Revolution. We're really doing it on London Weekend tonight, aren't we? Anyway, smoking's a serious problem. It's not easy. I'm addicted. A lot of people are addicted. I'm trying to crack it. A mate of mine's unemployed, and also he's addicted to cigarettes, and the two are not compatible. At $1.50 a packet, you can't do both. So he thought he'd kill 2 birds with 1 stone, got himself a job as a dog in an animal testing laboratory. Brilliant! All the fags he wanted. Of course, you know, it wasn't about fun when he bolted the electrode to his skull and injected his ghoulies full of cancer, you know, but it was 800 fags a day. Coupon brand. He was saving up for a fiesta if his lungs held out. Anyway, so he's in there one day having a few fags, you know, well, having about 15 fags, you know, politely asking his new friend, the miniature poodle, to get its nose out of his backside. You know. They're very forward like that, aren't they, dogs? They're very forward. They've got no conception of the early stages of a relationship, have they, eh, dogs? None of that get-to-know-you period we all love, eh? Hello, my name's Ben, I'm into dire straits, would you like a coffee? None of that, it's hello, poodle, wallop, up goes the See, I'm not a great fan of dogs. Obviously, I don't approve of cruel experiments, but I'm not a big fan of dogs, as I said the other week, because the dog led to my arrest, actually. I was a lot of heavy laws going down, and we should stop them, but one law was particularly unpleasant. I was arrested in Hyde Park for a crime of revenge. I was smearing my crap on a dog's paws. Yes, very rude, but worth talking about. It's unpleasant and unhygienic. I will carry on my campaign. It is a true fact that every time God makes a new pair of shoes, he makes a dog on a high-fibre diet. And the more expensive your shoes are, your lovely shoes, the bigger and the wetter the jobby that awaits them. Oh, yeah, dogs are very discerning creatures, you know. You're comparatively safe in flip-flops. I don't want to do it on any old rubbish, I tell you, but nothing opens a dog's bottom faster than a pair of hand-stitched Gucci's, believe me. As I was motivating along, digging my reflection in the shop windows, thinking, you juicy basket, eh? You lucky sod, eh? New shoes, feeling very groovy, feeling sexy, having a little fantasy to myself. Oh, no, not all 4 Nolan sisters at once, please, please. And I meet the one with my name on it. It hadn't even been born yet. It was still inside its donor dog. Because right in front of me was this little 2-inch-long ball of fluff, right, a Pekingese, the John Selwyn Gummer of the animal kingdom. The canine version of a Sony Walkman, eh? Very small, but they make a lot of noise. And he was going, yap, 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 yap. And his name was Yappy. I knew his name was Yappy because he had a lovely little collar on. It said, this dog's name is Yappy. If this dog should dare to roam, run it over because we bloody hate it. Easies. Nobody likes them. Little, small, noisy dogs. Nobody likes them. We all hate them. Where do they come from? They just seem to sort of emerge out of rich old ladies' armpits, don't they? They just seem to sort of grow out of their fur coats. A little monkey face going, yeah, yeah, yeah. Give me some more sweets, eh? Yeah, 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 give me some more cake. Pamper me or I'll run away and then you'll be sad because I'm your only friend, aren't I, you lonely old cow? Evil dogs. But it's not their fault. They were bred. They are mutations. 2,000 years ago in China, some dildo decided to cross a wolf with a gerbil. And the results were the first Pekingese, eh? Imagine what life was like for that one, eh? You know, out he pops and there's Mum, some great big butch Chinese she-wolf. Hadn't even noticed when Jeremy Gerbil had done the business 3 months before. Says, hello, Mum, what the hell are you? I'm your child. Now off, you're embarrassing me. There was no can of Mr. Dog, the food for the small dog for the first yappy. He had to hunt with the pack. Have you ever seen a gerbil trying to bring down an antelope? So it was 2,000 years of resentment welling up inside a yappy. And that wasn't all that was welling up, because he'd had a bowl of all brand that morning. Because he laid the biggest and most extensive jobby I have ever seen in my life, right where I wanted to go. I've said that Pekingeses are small dogs, but they're a strange breed. They've got bodies like TARDISes. They're bigger on the inside. And there it was, believe me, enormous. Picture it, it blocked out the sun. There was snow on the peak. Charles and Di were taking a well-earned winter break on its lower stage. So I'm a bit down on dogs, but I don't believe in experiments, and the anti-vivisectionists liberated my mate, the one I was telling you about. There he was, having a few fags, suddenly he's liberated. All the anti-vivs showing all the beagles in the sack saying, we're liberating you. The beagles saying, you might have unbolted the ectode first, mate. Again, my mate, all the beagles are desperately having a last fag before they leave. He says, look, this is a naive protest, we're never going to readjust, which in his case is true. He's standing there stark naked, carcinogenic coolies and a poodle up his bum. He's not going to blend in, is he, you know? Anyway, smoking's a big problem and you watch out for it. Maybe we should all stop smoking and then the Chancellor wouldn't make any money out of it, would he? He'd have to do something else to make the money, like maybe sell a few cruise missiles. No, I know what they do. They just tax something non-essential, like wheelchairs and baby food, wouldn't they, eh? Thanks a lot. Bit of politics. My name's Ben Elton. Good night! Please put your hands together, everyone in the studio, for Stephen Wright.
Thanks. It's nice to be here, wherever we are. I just got out of the hospital. I was in a speed reading accident. I hit a bookmark. I've been doing a lot of painting lately, abstract painting, extremely abstract. No brush, no canvas. I just think about it. I'm doing a real good one right now. One time I went to a museum where all the work in the museum had been done by children. They had all the paintings up on refrigerators. Then I went to a museum where they had all the heads and arms from the statues that are in all the other museums. I left that museum and I was walking down the street and I saw a man who had wooden legs and real feet. Couldn't believe it. I bought some powdered water, but I don't know what to add. I have the oldest typewriter in the world. Types in pencil. I got up the other day and everything in my apartment had been stolen and replaced with an exact replica. Called my friend in and said, come here, look at this stuff. It's all an exact replica. What do you think? He said, do I know you? I have a microwave fireplace. I can lay down in front of the fire for the evening in 8 minutes. For a while, I didn't have a car. I had a helicopter. I had nowhere to park it, so I used to just tie a rope to it and leave it running. I was cleaning out my closet, and I found an old bathing suit that I had made out of sponges. I remember one time I ordered into a pool, and then I left, and no one could go swim until I came back. Every night I go home and I stare at my rug and I try to move it using telekinesis. I'm doing that every night for 8 years. The rug hasn't moved an inch, but the rest of the house is gone. I'm feeling kind of hyper. I'm tired. I was up all night trying to round off infinity. Then I played poker with tarot cards. I got a full house and 4 people died. Thanks a lot.
My name's Craig Charles. I am not a fine young cannibal. I've just come back off the Red Wedge tour. We've been playing like lots of trendy colleges up and down the country. One thing that you notice when you go into these like universities, they've all got Nelson Mandela bars. I'd just like to tell you, trendy little lefties, that Nelson Mandela doesn't drink. In fact, the chance would be a fine thing. But then again, the right are hitting back. They've come out with a PW Boater burger bar. They were selling Biko burgers. But one thing you might know, we were all hoping that they would have released Nelson Mandela, you know. We weren't going to get him on to tell jokes or nothing. We just hoped he'd been released. But one thing that they have done that I don't know if you know about is like 3 months ago, they legalised interracial sex. It's 21 years too late for me mum and dad, like, but Still, it makes me feel a little bit more legal when I walk down the street, you know. And anyway, as a proud product of interracial copulation, I wrote this. It's on the news. It's in the press. They've legalised interracial sex. I wonder if the Africans were really impressed, undone the shirts, took off the kecks and went at the party. I doubt it. Don't you? Yeah! Did the authorities think that they'd stop the unrest? There'd be black civil rights leaders too out of breath to organise a demo or choose to mourn a death because they've been too busy having interracial sex? I doubt it. Don't you? There's already a large coloured population. So why does it need any legalisation? The British banks aren't pulling out. Investors aren't starting to stand up and shout. And everybody knows that the government invests. And a lot of British businesses created all the mess with your build that wall, boy, carry that hod, take that beaten, boy, give 'em more the sod. In return, we'll give you cricket. We'll even give you God. Or do the Africans think that they've really been blessed? Have they longed for this interracial sex? Will we have half-caste Martians walking round next with nothing on their minds but sex? Will it be sex in punishment, sex in pain, sex in bondage, sex in chains, sex with women, sex with men? Will he be doing it again and again and again? I doubt it. Don't you? Yes! Or is it just another whitewash? Just another con? Everybody's happy, but the killing still goes on? I think so. Don't you? Yes! Don't you?
Hello, I'm Peter Mostyn. Now, in the past few weeks, I've been examining many different kinds of theatre. Historic, tragic, street, and, of course, comedic. Well, tonight we'll be rounding off our look at the theatre with the help of Donald Leathering as we examine the world of the operating theatre. Good evening, Donald.
Hello, Peter. Hello.
Now, Donald, I believe that you're a general surgeon and that you've very kindly agreed to just throw me in at the deep end.
That's right, Peter, yes.
Right. Well, Donald, I'm in your hands. What would you like me to do?
Well, I think first off you should just lie back and relax, all right? OK.
Are you going to use an anaesthetic on me?
Oh, I don't think so, unless you particularly want one.
No, I shall be guided by you.
Yes, I think we want you nice and conscious so we can chat throughout.
Well, I wouldn't want to miss anything.
No, indeed. All right. Now, if you just lie back, I'm just going to rub your stomach here, your abdomen, with a little ethyl alcohol, all right?
That's rather nice.
Yes, it's not uncomfortable, is it? It's rather pleasant,
yes,
isn't it?
It's sort of fresh, but relaxing.
That's right.
Now, Donald, you began your... I wasn't expecting that.
No, well, surgery is very much the art of the unexpected.
Yes, no, that really took me by surprise. No. I suppose that if I'd been expecting it, I would have been all sort of tense.
That's right. It would have been much more difficult just to slice through the abdomen in that way.
Right, of course. And what's that?
That's one of your kidneys.
They're really quite unassuming little things, aren't
Oh,
they?
yes, but don't be deceived. This little fellow here can do the work of a very large and expensive piece of equipment.
Oh, I suppose you could say that it's nature's own dialysis machine.
That's very neatly put. Yes, very neatly indeed. Yes, there's his fellow, his chum there. We'll just put them away in the side.
Tell me, Donald, do you get very closely involved with the people you operate on?
Well, you can't not, Peter. You can't not. Let me put a question in return. Do you get involved with the people you interview?
Well, I should say so, yeah.
Well, yes. Right. Let's take a look, shall we, at your lungs, see if we can get involved. I'm going to ask you a question, Peter. Are you a smoker?
Well, no, I'm not. But that's funny you should ask that, because my wife is a smoker, and I often say to her that, that I'm breathing her second-hand smoke, and she says that's nonsense. And now you ask me whether I'm a smoker. I shall tell her that. In fact, would it be all right if I took that home with me?
Oh, yes, of course, yes. I'll tell you what, I'll put it over there. I'll find a bag for you later on.
Oh, no.
All right. OK. Now, well, you couldn't just wipe my brow, could you? I get very sweaty.
Oh, yes,
would you do
of course.
this? Thank you so much. I usually have a nurse to do it, but she's a bit camera-shy.
Right. All right. No, it's good to feel useful. I'm thinking I was getting in your way.
Oh, don't be silly.
No.
Don't be silly.
You will tell me if I am.
Of course I will. Of course I will. I want to show you something that's going to amuse you. Now, where is it? Here we are. Well, here's the liver, of course, which is... so much bigger than you think it's going to be, isn't it? But, no, where is it? I've got it somewhere. I just can't find it. Oh, there we are. Look at that. You mustn't mind me. It's just a little something I like to do for my medical students.
Yes. I suppose that in your line of work, a sense of humour must be terribly important.
Oh, you can't underestimate a sense of humour. You have to develop a touch of the showman. Yes. All right, now, let's have a look at this, shall we? There we are.
Good Lord, now what is that?
That's your stomach, Peter, there.
Is it? Yes. In some parts of Africa, they use entrails, don't they, as a means of forecasting the future. They'll look at a chicken's innards, say, to see whether or not it's going to rain on Tuesday, that sort of thing.
that old game, yes.
Yeah. Well, just for a bit of fun, I wonder if you could, you know, what can you read in my stomach?
Oh, well, now, I would say that you're going to die very soon. And that it is going to rain on Tuesday.
Well, let's hope you're wrong on both those counts.
Let's hear it for the Tower of London. It's the Tower of London, isn't it? Last night I had a dream that all the babies prevented by the pill showed up. They were mad. I was cesarean born. You can't really tell. Although, whenever I leave a house, I go out through the window. Last night I was in a bar. I walked up to this beautiful woman and I said, "Do you live around here often?" She said, "You're wearing two different color socks." I said, "Yes, but to me they're the same because I go by thickness." Then she said, "How do you feel?" And I said, "Well, you know when you're sitting on a chair and you lean back so you're just on two legs and then you lean too far and you almost fall over, but just at the last second you catch yourself? I feel like that all the time." The Stones, I love the Stones. I can't believe they're still doing it after all these years. I watch them whenever I can. Fred and Barney. One time, right in the middle of a job interview, I took out a book and I started reading. Then someone shot me. Guy said, "What the hell are you doing?" I said, "Well, let me ask you one question. If you were in a vehicle and you were traveling at the speed of light, and then you turned your lights on, would they do anything?" He said, "I don't know." I said, "Forget it then, I don't want to work for you." I went fishing with Salvador Dali. He was using a dotted line. He caught every other fish. I went skiing once in England. I got on this chairlift with this guy I didn't know. We went halfway up the mountain without saying a word. Then he turned to me and said, "You know, this is the first time I've been skiing in 10 years. I said, "Yeah, why'd you take such a long time off?" He said, "I was in jail." I said, "You want to know why?" I said, "No, not really." Then he said, "All right, you better tell me why." And he said, "I pushed a total stranger off a Ferris wheel." I said, "I remember you." Thank you.
Good evening. Hello. Watcher. And welcome to EBT, which stands for EBT.
Which stands
Which stands for Energised Brain Training. Repeat. Energised Brain Training. In the cinema tonight. Seminar. We welcome trainer Stephen.
I'd like to welcome trainer Mark.
I'd like to welcome trainer Lee. Now, trainers, let us welcome ourselves.
Now, trainers, let us welcome the audience.
Yes.
Later.
Smashing. Good. Trainer Stephen.
We will now have a short collection.
Trainer Stephen, how much did we get?
No money was given.
Perhaps it was too short a collection, trainer.
Yes, but this is a good thing.
Good thing.
Because no money is good money. And with the money you never gave us, we can go out and buy the things that we don't want. And look at these things and say, we don't need these things, which we never bought with the money you never gave us in the first place. You see, we don't agree with material things. No. We are spiritual athletes bounding through the urban wasteland. Look, there's an old baked bean tin. There's an old milk carton. Yes, I'm talking rubbish now. But when you see the little baby giraffe galloping across the western plains of Kenya with its little furry ears going left, right, left, right, left, right. Don't you see, you fools? Are you blind? EBT works! It worked for me! I think...
Now, trainer, are you at one with mind and body and fully relaxed?
Yes! You see, EBT has calmed the raging beast which dwelleth within him.
Tell him, trainer! Fight it, fight it.
Fight it.
What do you think, Trainer Mark?
I think that Trainer Lee is a git.
Yes, good. Go with that feeling.
Yes. What are you, trainer?
I, trainer, am a git.
And why are you a git?
Because you just said so.
Ah, don't believe everything that you hear. Trainer Stephen.
Oh.
Now what are you?
I am a git.
Why are you a git?
Because, trainer, the sign says so.
Don't believe everything that you read. Very well, get it out then.
What the hell?
Come on, get it out.
Come on, get it out, trainer.
Get it out.
Get it. Not that, you... What the hell do you think you're doing?
Sorry.
Not that. Get it out of your system.
Yes, I see, sir.
Get it out of the system.
I am a git.
Yes, you're not prepared to keep it to yourself, are you? Well, you just... I want you to punish yourself for this, trainer. Come on, beat yourself up for this gross display of exhibitionism. Come on, harder than that. Come on. Come on, knee yourself. Come on. Hey, come on, see how many fingers you can get down your throat. Come on. That's right. Come on. Knee yourself in the groin. Come on. Come on. Harder. That's enough, trainer. That's enough. Thank you. Now, what have you learned from this particularly pointless exercise, trainer?
Well, trainer, I have learned to stand up in front of complete strangers and admit without any fear of reprisal that I am a git.
Are you prepared to phone your mother up and tell her this?
Well, I think she's watching actually on this. Ow!
Well done, trainer. Well done. Thank you. Well done. Well done. Super. Well done. So, we have now reached stage 1 of EBT, what Sid refers to as the self-discussed difficulty decision. Repeat.
The self-discovery diddle.
The self-discussed difficulty decision. Repeat. Thank you, trainers. So, which of you here now would like to wear the sign? I see we're all a little bit confused. And why? Because we are already wearing the sign! Yes! We are all gits! Yes! You are gits, we are gits! Now come with us in EBT and come into gitdom with us. Because you are gits. You are gits. You are gits. Gits. Yes! Yes, we have volunteers! Yes! Yes! Come out, mate. Yes! Yes! Throw away your crutches! Throw them away! See, he walks! EBT works, a miracle! A miracle, marvellous. Hands up in the air, that's lovely. Super, well done. Hands up in the air, one more for Sid. No, one more for Sydney. That's super, that's lovely. That's great. All right. There we are. Super, feel free. Lovely. That's great, thank you. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for being part of EBT. You see, it is working. Now, please, what might your name be? Gary. Wait, it might be Gary. It might be something else. What? You're not sure of your own name? OK, we'll rechristen you then, shall we, Gary? With EBT tonight, you shall now be known as Gazza the Fourth.
Hooray!
Well done, Gazza. Let's put your hair nicely. OK, so you've seen this bit here, have we, Gary? Yes, Gazza? OK, so let's just... Straight tracing. Now you should be keeping your eye on that. So what are you, Gazza? Come on, Gazza, tell him. Tell him, Gazza, you've been watching this. What are you? Spit it out. Spit it out, Gary. No, Gary, you've got something in your mouth. Spit it out. Well, go on, you don't... Can you read?
Thank you.
What are you doing, dude? Leave it. What's the matter, Gary?
Thank you.
You don't really need
Back
the
to
sign in the
seminar.
first place, do you?
Thank you. Back to
Bit of a git in the first place. Back you go. Gary! No, you forgot your sign, mate. There you go. Always hold on to your sign, Gary. I think you're sitting over there, aren't you? Ooh. Gary. All right, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. All right, no. Okay, you do it. All right. What? All right.
I've lost my contact lens.
My name's Emma Thompson and I'm very excited to be with you tonight. It's wonderful because, of course, live television is always very exciting, isn't it? No, not really. Hardly ever, in fact. But I am excited because I've had a wonderful piece of news. Mainly for the women in the audience, but for the men as well, if you're into that sort of thing, you know, women. And the news is that the IBA have finally decided to lift the ban on the advertising of sanitary products. Yes! Right on, brother. There's only two small drawbacks right now. The first one is that adverts are generally produced by men, and they don't use those things as much as we do. And the other one is that you're still you're still not allowed to mention the actual things that you're advertising by name. Okay? So they're going to be really great adverts, aren't they? You know, go out for that time of the month, try these new mm-ms. Yes, for that tricky, difficult, personal time of the month when women go a bit funny and start bursting into tears for no reason, which is why they can't hold a job down and probably should never have been employed in the first place. Try these new big-sized mm-ms, yes! And then there'll be pictures of woman going into an off-licence or something and buying a pack of these mm-ms and going out and suddenly being able to scuba dive. Which is great, you know. I can't wait. I've never been able to scuba dive, and thank God for that, because apart from that news, this week, for me, has been a total series of disasters called Martin. And I wanted to be able to tell you about that tonight, but I came into LWT on Thursday with my story all about these problems I was having with my relationship with Martin. And I wandered into the office full of the joys of sanitary advertising, and I had a word with the comedy lawyer. Very funny man. Very funny man. Knows absolutely everything there is to know about comedy. And he read my story, and oh, how he laughed. And oh, how I laughed. And oh, how he banned it. Completely. Every word. I said, why? He said, I'm sorry, Miss Thompson, but there are simply some things that you cannot mention. So I'm going to have to try and tell you the story without mentioning them, OK? So concentrate. Now, the major problem with my relationship with Martin was that he gave me something. He gave me one of those little gifts that men so often give to women. He gave me a thrush. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? Those little feathery things with spots on. A lot of women get given these little birds, generally by the man who has everything, and my little thrush was particularly irritating. It used to keep me awake at night, you know, scratching around like they do. And I didn't know what to do, so finally I thought, well, sorry, I'll just give it back to him. So I did. And that didn't work, because he just gave it back to me on Valentine's Day. And so I thought, there I was, saddled with this thrush, didn't know what to do. Looked it up in the Reader's Digest bird book, because that tells you how to get rid of diseases. Oh, no, sorry, that's the British Medical Journal, isn't it? What am I saying? Sorry. The Reader's Digest bird book, and there it was, under the heading, How to Get Rid of a Thrush. Amazing, and you're never going to believe what it said. It said, coat it in yoghurt, and it will go away. So I went down to the deli, I got myself a family-sized pack of Eden Vale and a paintbrush, and, you know, dolloped it on willy-nilly and sat on it. And it worked. I think it's gone. I'm going to have to wait till I get home to check. But that was the thrush fiasco with Martin that I wasn't allowed to mention. So, next thing, right, Martin arrives at my place very late, very drunk, OK? And throws up all over my leather batik work puff from Sri Lanka, which is fine. I've been meaning to throw up over it myself for ages. And I had a problem with something else that I'm not allowed to mention, my diaphragm. Now, you know, I can see why. It is an internal bodily part, and my problem's not so much not being able to mention it as not being able to find it. Because they're very difficult to locate, aren't they? I mean, for instance, what's your name? Theseus. Forget it. What's your name? Jackie. Now, Jackie, put your hand on your heart and tell me honestly, could you put your finger on your diaphragm right now, this minute, without looking? No. You see, it's a common problem. It's somewhere around here anyway, and it helps you breathe. Only you do have to watch it. If you get a hole in it, you get pregnant. Anyway, so that was the diaphragm, and I found it and made sure it was the right way up and everything. And after that, all the, you know, all the doodah, all the thingy, all the, you know, was fine as far as it went. Which wasn't that far, as it turned out. You know, we're talking... But anyway, come along, we can't. This is ridiculous. This is a size joke. This is pure. Oh, come on, let's face it. It counts. Don't cry. It's all right. I didn't mind, really. Honestly, I didn't. I had my glasses on. Everything looked smaller anyway. And I didn't mind that. But what I did mind was the NSU. And that's another thing I'm not allowed to mention. And we all know why, don't we? Because the National Seamen's Strike was on Thursday. You're not allowed to mention seamen at all, which is grossly unfair. Because it's a massive union with millions and millions and millions of members, and only one of them ever gets through. So there we are. That's most of the story that I was not allowed to tell you, and which I've told you without telling you. And I'd just like to say to you, Martin, if you are watching, I would just like to say that you are about as welcome in my home as a plague rat in Crystal Carrington's bidet. Okay? And to the rest of you, I think the saddest thing about this whole affair is that I'll never be able to trust a policeman again. Thank you. Good night.
I'm writing a book. I have the page numbers done. Now I just have to fill in the rest. I wrote a song, too, but I can't read music, so I don't know what it is. Sometimes I turn the radio on and I say, I think I might have written that. First time I ever read the dictionary, I thought it was a poem about everything. Last time I tried to commit suicide was about an hour ago. I was down the street on the roof of this very tall building. I leaped off the edge, and I accidentally did a triple backflip, landed standing on my feet. Nobody saw this, but two little kittens, one of them said to the other one, see, that's how you do that. A while ago, I had no electricity in my house. I had no lights. I couldn't see what I was doing. Good thing my camera had a flash. Going all around my house like that. Went to make a sandwich. I took 60 pictures of my kitchen. The neighbors called the police. They thought there was lightning in my house. I put tape on the mirrors in my house so I won't accidentally walk through into another dimension. I put instant coffee into a microwave oven. I almost went back in time. I put a new engine in my car, but I didn't take the other one out. Now I can go 500 miles an hour. I took the headlights off and I put strobe lights on. So when I drive at night, it looks like I'm the only one that's moving. Friday, I was in a bookstore. I started talking to this very French-looking girl. She was a bilingual illiterate. She couldn't read in 2 different languages. I left the store and I went down the street to my bus. My bus came on and I got on. I sat down beside this beautiful blonde Chinese girl. I said hello and she said hello. And I said, isn't it an amazing day? And she said, yes, it is, I guess. And I said, what do you mean you guess? She said, well, things haven't been going too well for me lately. I said, like what? She said, I can't tell you. I don't even know you. I said, yeah, but sometimes it's good to tell your problems to an absolute total stranger on a bus. She said, well, I've just come back from my analyst and he's still unable to help me. I said, what's the problem? And she paused and said, I'm a nymphomaniac and I only get turned on by Jewish cowboys. And she said, by the way, my name's Diane. And I said, hello, Diane. I'm Bucky Goldstein. Thank you very much.
No, shut up. No, listen. No, quiet. Honestly, they're going to get a huge shock when we burst through these paper doors because they probably think they're real, don't they? No, you've given the whole game away. Right, can you see properly? No, then let's go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Dangerous Brothers. Dangerous Brothers. My name is Richard Dangerous, and this is Sir Adrian Dangerous. Dynamite down the pants. Explodo! Incredibly dangerous. I trust you'll agree. And this week, ladies and gentlemen, this week it's undertaking. Under what? Undertaking. Only kidding, ladies and gentlemen. Seriously, this week, what we'd like to do... Wait a minute. What'd you do that for? I was bloody lucky it hit me in the head. It was just a bit of fun. It was just a bit of fun for us, kiddies. But I'd advise you not to try it at home because it hurts like buggery. Listen now. You stop talking to the children. Wait. Nobody slaps Sir Adrian about the face. Oh, yeah? All right, then, get this. Well, a lot of people scrunch me in the do. Will you stop talking to the children? I'm trying to provide a piece of adult entertainment. All right, start again. Start again. Come on. Quickly. Hold my piece of paper. Hold it. Right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Dangerous Again?
Do it. Ah! Adrian Dangerous! Sir! Dynamite down the pants! Exploders! Incalculably stupid, I trust you'll agree. And this week, ladies and gentlemen, this week... nothing. The thing about this week is that this week, ladies and gentlemen, this week, there is nothing.
Nothing.
Shut up, we got the money, didn't we? No.
What are you doing? Who's turned the television off?
I don't know. It's got nothing to do with me. I'm just the assistant. In fact, he is the boss. Ha, that's right. That's right.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
That's exactly my point.
That's exactly my point.
Fantastic. Keep him talking.
Don't you think you ought to be doing something?
Exactly my point. Again. Hoist by your own leotard.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Ha! Do you want to surrender now or give me £5? God death.
Look, it's there on the sheet for this week. Dangerous Brothers in Dangerous Crocodile Snoggy.
No crocodiles this week. And you see, bloody difficult to find a crocodile around here. Especially one that's prepared to snog with me.
Yeah, have you ever tried finding a gay crocodile?
Yeah, you ever seen a happy crocodile?
Burn his ghoulies off.
Look, I just want to get one thing straight.
That's straighten it for you, Buster!
The rest of you, nobody messes with the Dangerous Brothers.
Except for me!
What? What you got down there?
My testicles.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As you've just been informed so kindly, this week, ladies and gentlemen, this week it's crocodile snogging! Ha ha!
Crocodile snogging! We haven't got a crocodile.
Crocodile snogging! You're going to have to disguise yourself as a crocodile and I'll snog with you.
I don't try that one again.
There's a lot of people out there, a lot of people paid a lot of money and want to see a lot of crocodile snogging. So you please just grow up. Disguise yourself as a crocodile and make it snappy.
Snap. Snap. Snap.
Okay! Music! Ladies and gentlemen, the Dangerous Brothers would like to present for you Dangerous Crocodile Snogging. Pack her up, baby! Here I come!
How was it for you, baby?
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Dangerous Crocodile Snogging. Tune in next week when Sir Adrian...
Bloody hell, Richard.
Shut up. Tune in next week when Sir Adrian... Will you stop touching my bottom when I'm talking?
Richard, there is a live crocodile in the studio. I am going home now. Good night.
Fine. Tune in next week, ladies and gentlemen, when Sir Adrian will attempt to swallow a working chainsaw. Sounds like something to tune in for. So, it just remains for me to say there is a live crocodile in the studio. Bloody hell!
Good evening. My name's Span Elton, and the first thing I have to tell you is that I tell lies. I'm a professional liar. All stand-up comedians are liars. We lie for a living. I mean, imagine what it'd be like if comics started telling the truth, eh? What a true joke would be like. A bloke goes into a pub, orders a pint, drinks it, naps off again. Brilliant, eh? It wouldn't work, would it? He's got to have a crocodile up his backside or something. It's a joke, hasn't it? The only people that tell more lies on the telly than stand-up comedians are the advertisers. The people that make adverts. They're terminal liars. Their noses must be 6 feet long. They tell lies. Can you eat 3 shredded wheat? Anyone can eat 3 shredded wheat. John Selwyn Gummer could eat 3 shredded wheat. The only reason no one gets past the second one is it's so bloody horrible, that's why. Adverts, eh? Vorsprung durch Technik. as you say if you're a pretentious upper-class prat. The only thing I hate more than that, the only thing I hate even more than that stupid voice that comes on at the end of the Weetabix ad and goes, OK, and gets up everybody's nose. I mean, what an incredible idea for an advert that is, eh? Brilliant. How are we going to advertise Weetabix then, lads? I know. Let's pretend they're a gang of skinheads. Brilliant. It stands to reason, doesn't it? They look exactly like skinheads, don't they? I mean, you must have noticed breakfast time in the morning, bowl of Weetabix. Dear, oh dear, my bowl's full of skinheads, eh? The only excuse I can think of for advertisers is that I think they must actually believe the lies they tell, or else why would they tell them? They're so extraordinary, like that one for Sharp's tape recorders. Less bucks, more fizz. I mean, what idiot is going to believe that your average streetwise kiddie going down to buy a ghetto blaster is going to be impressed by Bucks Fizz singing Now Those Days Are Gone? I mean, you can imagine the scene down a shop, can't you? I want a tape recorder and I want it from that brand, you know, the one that makes rubbish sound really good. That's the one. And that extraordinary Renault advert where Mr. and Mrs. Posh are dropping off their little kid at the public school, eh? And they drop him off and give him his violin case to show what a sensitive family they all are. And then they're driving home, Dad and Mum in the Renault, and Dad drops his bombshell. He says, I've got something to tell you, darling. It concerns you, the kids, the house, the mortgage. I'm going it alone. I'm starting a new company. Bob's with me, Frank's with me. We've got the backing. And what does this woman reply to this astonishing bombshell, this fait accompli? He's rearranged her life, like it or lump it, bitch. I mean, that silly woman off Cat's Eyes with that irritating voice turns to him and says, oh, darling, that's fantastic. Not, didn't you think you could have told me 6 months ago? You know, if Bob knows, Frank knows, the bank knows, the dog knows. Isn't it about time your wife knew? No. She says, oh, darling, that's fantastic. Renault, one of your better decisions. Marrying an arrogant, sexist dickhead, one of your stupider decisions. Dear, oh dear. The worst of all, though, I believe, is the Oxo family. The happy Oxo family. Does anybody know a family remotely resembling the Oxo family? If you do, burn their house down. They deserve it. That lovely nuclear Oxo family, couple of kids, mum and dad, not divorced yet, very rare these days. They're sat in a car in that ad on the end of a pier. The Oxo family in the piddling rain. One sip of Oxo and they're singing I Do Like to Be Beside the Seaside. I could spend 7 hours in a pub and still not get that effect. I'm obviously drinking the wrong stuff, aren't I? Forget lager. Pint of Oxo, please, mate. You're not driving. You've had 2 cubes already. I ask you, if any of you lot in the audience or at home were stuck in a car with your entire family, think about it, your family. What would it take to cheer you up, eh? A nice cup of Oxo? I don't think so. A gun! Shut up, Gran! Shut up! Little Tommy, blam, blam, blam. So obviously they must take Oxo to get their kicks. And what I want to know is, how do the advert families stay so cheerful? They're all so happy, aren't they? The families on the adverts, they're ecstatic about the clean toilets. They're going into sexual ecstasy over a cup of instant coffee. Are they on drugs? I think they must be. I think they're part of the scourge. They must pump smack, do the stuff, of course. Oh, wow, what an amazingly clean toilet, Mum. Fantastic. Wow, these clothes are really fluffy. Have a bang on that, Dad. Of course they take drugs, yeah. Well, I think they must take drugs, the advert families, or else how else do they stay so cheerful in Thatcher's Britain, eh? Oh, bit of satire. I love it when they're well. SDP in the audience, nobody wants to know. I'm sitting on the fence, fair enough. Dear, oh dear. Now, anyway, the kids you see in the adverts family, they're going to be a YOP scheme next year, aren't they? And Dad's been unemployed for a couple of years. Mum in the advert family, she's over 35, she's got 2 kids, but the NHS won't give her a smear test, so she's got a chance of getting cervical cancer. Of course, they like to cheer themselves up a bit, wouldn't we all, eh? Heroin may be a life sentence, but so's unemployment, and that's why people are doing. My name's Ben Elton. Thanks a lot. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.